My name is Colleen Gallogly. I'm the nurse manager of clinical analytics and population health at the Phoenix VA Medical Center. And I became interested in informatics several years ago when I joined the clinical applications team, helping to build CPRS and make templates and titles and work on consults, and essentially getting a bit better insight into the informatics side of care delivery. Since that time, I have developed an interest in predictive analytics and clinical analytics, including producing data for all the clinical users of CPRS. And that led to the development of our current department, which is clinical analytics and population health. We focus on providing data sets to clinicians who require that information to assist them at the point of care. I think there's an obvious need for data and very recent data. All of the clinicians we're in contact with are hungry for data every day. They want up-to-the-minute results because they're trying to do quality management projects. They're trying to make a change in processes in their department or in care coordination with other departments. And to do that meaningfully, they have to have data which supports the changes they're making and the measurement of impact of any changes they're making. So just in the context of trying to make our care delivery better and better, there's an unending need for data, and this comes from a number of sources, including CPRS and administrative databases, as well as billing systems, CMS systems. We get requests all the time for EDIS data, which is the Emergency Department Integration Software, which is about patient flow. And the VA has done a good job of stepping up to the plate and creating a lot of very high-end analytical tools that will assist clinicians with improving care on a number of fronts. I think the pathway into IT or informatics roles for clinicians is a natural one. Probably started long ago when we had certain nurses on the floor or in the ICU that were very good with the machines or the monitors, or were very interested in the technology. I think it started as a natural outgrowth of that even before computers were broadly available. So some of the nurses who had that interest early on naturally became ADPACs or specialists in their own departments and eventually gravitated to some kind of informatics role. These days, of course, everybody's interested in informatics, so we see pharmacists, social workers, nurses, doctors. Lots of clinical folks are interested in the informatics role within healthcare. On a day-to-day basis, I think it's pretty typical for our section to receive a number of requests from physicians, social workers, nutritionists. They want data, very recent data, to help them with whatever projects they're working on. And we focus on quality management, clinical caregiving, patient safety. We do not provide data for the purpose of research, but for other purposes, yes. So for example, one of our physicians may want data on the number of a certain type of procedure, say pap smear, that's being done in PACT in the clinics as opposed to the ones he has done himself. So he wanted an overall view of how often this procedure is being performed at our medical center. That's the type of data request we get very frequently in our section. Absolutely, there's a direct connection between anyone who's involved with the data, especially clinical data, and the bedside caregivers. It's an iterative process. What we're finding and feeding back to the caregivers, and then what they in turn tell us, helps to inform our processes going forward. And again, when we're talking about CPRS, our medical record, computerized patient record system, the data that's in there is based on our processes. So you look to CPRS to reflect our caregiving processes. If there's a variation in that, we have to look at the whole picture, not just our care processes, but maybe even in the way data is being captured. Certainly, I think we're at the turning point where our clinicians are very hungry for new chart parts, new clinical decision engines, and new analytical tools to help them going forward. So there's a very robust connection between what data scientists do and informaticists do and what clinicians do, and we're in contact with them every day. I would say to anyone, any prospective students who are considering taking the data analysis course, don't be afraid or put off by what you may consider difficult material. The truth is, going forward, everyone is going to need to have a mastery over the data in order to make sense of the medical record itself and, in fact, the conclusions you base on that data. So just know that just to be a clinical caregiver, you're going to have a certain amount of awareness of the data types, your role in the preparation and the validation of data, and how you can make the medical record itself more robust.